Good afternoon and welcome to the MCG for the grand final of the International Cup, the inaugural International Cup, where 11 teams from around the world have been competing here in Melbourne, and it's come down to two, Papua New Guinea and Ireland. Both sides have come through their respective pools undefeated, and looking forward to a great contest. A wonderful thrill for the players to be out playing at the MCG, although the crowd is very small at the moment. It will be building shortly, as it is the curtain raiser to the round 21 clash between the Kangaroos and Hawthorn. The Irish side come in as underdogs up against the Papua New Guinea side, who is one of the favourites, if not the favourite, for this International Cup. And joining me, two men that are known right around the world in AFL football, Tony Shaw and Kevin Bartlett. Good afternoon, gentlemen. You've seen a lot of games, Shuri. Is this a first?
It is a first, and looking forward to it because we've got the Mosquitoes up against we don't know who, because the Irish haven't got a nickname. We will give them one by the end of the day, Matty, I would say.
We certainly will.
But I'm looking forward to see the skill level of both teams. I was amazed that the Irish have only had a league going for 2 years, where Papua New Guinea football started over there in the 1950s. So they've had a fair history of football in Papua New Guinea, and Papua New Guinea probably going to this game, I'd say, favourites. Kevin?
Yes, they are favourites. They were ranked number 1. I think Ireland was number 5. But with the Irish boys, even though they've only been going 2 years with the Australian Rules Football League, the fact is they play Gaelic football.
Yeah, exactly.
And they mark the ball, they run, they dodge, they weave, they kick. Different shaped ball, of course, but we've seen with our own boys and the Gaelic game that they've been able to adapt. So I would see the Irish boys, even though they've only been going for 2 years, adapting very, very quickly.
Well, let's see how these two respective teams made it through to the grand final. In particular, we look at Papua New Guinea first. They've defeated Great Britain by 75 points, Denmark by 46 points. They had a bye, then they flogged Japan to the tune of 147 points, and then defeated Nauru by 47. So no side has come really close to Papua New Guinea. As you can see, Pool A, pretty comfortable. Denmark in second position there. And for the Irish, a little bit tougher. They've had to a lot more close games. Canada was 25 points, Samoa 7. They defeated the USA by 10. A good win against South Africa, who are just into this competition early, by 77. And then New Zealand, who were expected to make it through to the final. They were seeded 2 in this competition, but the Irish, a bit of a surprise packet, winning that game by 14 points. So a bit of an unknown, as you mentioned, Shori, with the Irish. They've only been going a couple of years, but they're pretty serious about their AFL footy, and it is a fast-growing sport in Ireland, as it is in New Zealand, but they got through against the Kiwis, and here they are.
I think we would have loved to have seen the Japanese in there, but for the pronunciation of the commentators, I think it's helped us a lot, KB, that they aren't.
It certainly has.
As we can see, probably just exactly how AFL teams build up to a big game, getting together as a group, and the Papua New Guineans warming up also.
Let's take a look at the PNG side, the Mosquitoes for this afternoon's game as they go through their final warm-up. And a couple of players to keep an eye on. They've had 4 players named in the all-world side. Number 1, Walter Yangamina. Number 5, John Bosco. We're looking forward to him playing. Kicked 7 goals against Japan. Number 22, Overa Gibson. And number 14, Navu Maha. So they've got some talent, KB.
Yes, you mentioned Johnny Bosco. Mark Doran actually told me a couple of nights ago that he was the superstar of the competition, that he's an absolute gun player. So, and with the Irish side, of course, they've also got 4 All-Australians and Michael Johnston.
All-world, KB. They're not playing for Australia. They're playing a three-game series against Venus.
Well, you see, I'm a bit surprised I am a selected for the All-Australian, but I'm not a selected for the all-world side.
Is this the only team in Australia in the world that you're not a selector for?
I think I am, so I think I'll put in a complaint. Aaron Flood is also in the world team. Liam O'Connor and David Steins, and of course that's a famous name, of course, with Jimmy Steins and Brian Steins. And Jimmy, what an impact he had on Australian rules football coming out from Ireland. I mean, it was just one of those great success stories.
Well, he won a Brownlow medal, 4 best and fairest, 264 games, Jimmy Steins, and Brian Steins played 2 games, I think, for Melbourne.
Well, Mark Dorn's been following this pretty closely for Fox Footy News all week, and he's going to be down on the boundary chatting to people all evening. And hello, Mark.
Hello to everybody up there. Yeah, it's fantastic. I have been lucky enough to watch 5 or 6 of the matches of this competition throughout the week, and let me tell you, they're very passionate about their football, and they've all been striving to get here to the MCG. They know what the ground means, and this means plenty to them. It's a bigger ground, a much bigger ground than they're used to, but I don't think that will stop them going at it. And KB, as you mentioned, Johnny Bosco, he is the Michael Voss of the International Cup. Number 5, I think he's starting forward, but when he gets on the ball, we might see something special. And for Ireland, when I watched him, it was one of the Fergals. I'm not sure if it was Kalori, Bradshaw or Sharkey, but one of them's very good.
Yes, Fergal Sharkey got into the broadcast just very quickly. He's stolen it off me, you little thief, Mark Doran. We're away, though, in the final of the International Cup, and it's the Green Machine straight away pushing it forward for Ireland. Dropping back into the hole for Papua New Guinea, though, was Killer. Coming out nicely, though, was Douglas Lai. Kicks it back to where it just came. Good leap there by Alpay. But Ireland going forth through Aaron Flood. High ball, tough one to mark, right on the 50. Guevara caught. Nice tackle there by Kelly for Ireland. Nice, easy Irish name, Kelly. And we'll have a ball up with right on the 50. Early on in this final. As I mentioned, a great thrill to be playing on the MCG, and the ground in wonderful condition. Well, going up there, the big man was Canane. Knocked forward by O'Sullivan. Chance, though, for Lecker. Again, this is Douglas Lai driving Papua New Guinea back to the wing. And the free kick too high, and it's going to Ireland. They, the only side in this international competition that doesn't have a nickname, so we'll come up with one by the end. The Green Machine so far. That is a very good mark. Strong mark taken by Liam O'Connor. They played on, though. They made a meal of it. Here's a chance, though. They've gone forward into the goal square. It goes across before Barry Denham could get a hand on it. And we have the first score in this final. It's Ireland off the mark with a point.
I think we can already see the Gaelic influence, can't we, KB? A number of the Irish players using only one hand to guide the ball down. They will get used to holding the ball longer with two hands, and they're releasing a little bit later onto the foot, but already showing some good skills. It might be the speed of the Papua New Guineans versus the height of the Irish.
Keen to see the different styles of play, because you would think Papua New Guinea might be very strong in close, and the Irish boys absolutely sprinted out onto the ground. So obviously they've probably got the range of sizes that we know in Australian rules football. Over the head that time of Valuka, taken away by Flood. Aaron Flood, he just rockets the ball. A couple of players just slipping over early in the game. They'll have to backtrack and concede ground. And again, Peter Milai finds his teammate in Douglas Lai, who's been very good in this opening 5 minutes of this International Cup Grand Final. Cross half back, trying to get a kind bounce was David Steins. Couldn't quite trap it again. Players go to ground. Coming in hard that time was Gibson. It was kicked off the ground. Needs support. Hands and knees. Reedy can't find a target, so the Green Machine come away from half back and just belt the ball back inside the centre square. They'll need some run and some kind bounces as well. Numbers could win out here for Papua New Guinea. Good tackle that time by Tandaway. He wants a free kick. He'll get a ball up.
Coming up with the ball there is Donald Boylan. Kicked 4 goals so far in this competition. Outside the forward 50 for Ireland. Again, the big punch by Canane. Free kick, and it's going to the Mosquitoes. And it's going back to Guevara. And here's the free. Here's the... just caught him across the shoulder there. Yangamina up the wing, good lead. Oh, dropped what he should have taken. That was the skipper in Navu Maha. Well, he's not that skipper actually. He's the all-world player.
Well, he's kicked 13 goals so far, including 8 goals in the first game
against Great Britain. So he's been a target for them.
And so is that man there in the all-world team, Aaron Flood, number 3. For the Green Machine, we're going to call him KB.
For the first quarter anyway. Good knock. Flood couldn't get his kick. Smothered well by Alpay. Mosquitoes go forward once again. This is the furthest they've been inside their forward line. But again, it's repelled nicely by the Green Machine as they kick up towards the middle of the ground. Coming out and leading it nicely is Kelly. This is Alan Kelly. Plays for the Midland Tigers back home. Wobbled kick, but there's no one marking McFlynn up forward. He's got a bit of space now. McFlynn inside forward 50. Has he got enough carry on it? He hasn't, and it's off to the side once again for another behind to Ryan McFlynn. It's Ireland 2, Papua New Guinea yet to score.
You can see with the kicking there, can't you, Tony? The Gaelic influence, just the holding of the ball. Not guiding it down, not having it in the 2 hands, and then, of course, just releasing the left hand if you're a right footer. But they've only been going for 2 years in this competition, so they've done marvellously well to actually make the grand final. Papua New Guinea, we know that they've been playing football since 1950. Started by Australian school teachers. They've got 7 main football leagues, so they do love their football. And I suppose when it comes to talking about Papua New Guinea, we've got to mention Mel Michael, because he was born in Port Moresby. I think you may have
Yes, I
recruited
coached
him.
Yes, I did.
Tony, so you would have been thrilled that he finished up a premiership player with the Brisbane Bears, and he'd be the biggest name in Papua New Guinea.
He would be now after playing in a premiership side, but he was recruited from Brisbane, of course, and then came down, was going to go back to Brisbane and looked like he was going to finish his football career, but we put him on the rookie list and then elevated to the senior list and became a very good player.
He was actually up there earlier this season with the Papua New Guinea side. Luke Power and himself travelled up from Brisbane to take a couple of training sessions with the Mosquitoes.
Well, it was a beautiful kick out. Going to ground that time was Kanane. Tried to slide in under the ball. Just not quite able to take the ball on the first grab as Papua New Guinea come forward. A penetrating kick just 20 metres out from goals. So danger here now for Ireland. They'll need a kind bounce. Swooped on and picked up quickly that time by Gibson, who has been a good player right throughout the series as Ireland brings it away from half-back. Yangamina, the skipper, does well. Sidesteps and just pumps the ball back again inside 50, so it's a chance for Papua New Guinea. Guevara was there. He's a danger man as well, as Ireland just under a lot of pressure now, trying to force the ball forward. Outside, Johnson was there also for Ireland, taken away this time by Lecker. Tried to find a teammate, couldn't do so. So Shortall just throws the ball onto the boot and comes back to the half-back flank. It's off hands. Again, Yangamina tried to take control. This time, it's been picked up by Tandaway. A couple of possessions in this first quarter as well. It's a high ball, and Ireland will take the mark. And this is through Johnson.
Don't know whether it's a facet of the Gaelic football, KB, but seem to be getting a lot of numbers back in defence, the Green Machine, at the moment.
Trying to just pick out a teammate, not able to do so on that occasion. And Maha has had a lot of the ball in this first quarter. Take two, speak of the devil. Kicks the ball back towards centre half forward, big fist away. Pounced on this time, and again, Shortall comes away inside the centre square and on the stretch. A good grab taken away by Roper. Plays on quickly, finds his teammate in Douglas Lay. Goes forward. I thought maybe there was a holding decision. It wasn't paid. And Ireland again brings the ball away and goes out towards the centre wing.
And they've got a bit of space here. This is Alan Kelly once again. Player running through the middle for him is McFlynn. Puts him under a bit of pressure. Approaching there is Tandawai. Doesn't take possession. Leaves it back for Orpe. They drive it long once again towards the forward 50. Ireland over the back, though, have the numbers. And the Green Machine. 2-on-1 again. Well done, though. Good work by Boko. Boko had to beat two, did. It goes once again. His second effort is terrific. Oppe, well, that is fortunate. It came out to Lecker. Lecker up forward. Where's Gibson? He's at the front. The spoil came from Reedy. Chance here again for Maha. Slips it out the side. That is the Mosquitoes are moving forward again. That is a man who's come out in a jumper that's not listed in the record. So we'll call him Mosquito for the moment. And we'll try and find out who number 20 is. Maybe jump the fence. He's got through the MCG security.
Maybe Raymond. Raymond
Ray.
Raymond Ray. We'll give it. Yes, I think it is number 20 for Papua New Guinea.
Welcome to the G, Raymond Ray. And he's in the action at the moment.
Well, Ireland's wasted a few opportunities so far, Tony, haven't they? They've scored three behinds. Papua New Guinea, who would start favourite in this International Cup Grand Final. But they haven't been able to register a score just at the moment, but Ireland has wasted a couple of opportunities. That's Yangamina. High ball again, inside 50 and backing back.
They're just doing this so well, aren't they? Getting the numbers back, KB.
Well, they've been good so far. Shortall and Johnson has been good, and O'Sullivan across centre wing also for Ireland. Been defending very stoutly. Diving on top of the ball is O'Connor. They'll pile on top, and we'll have a ball up, maybe on the edge of the centre square. The umpire allowing the players to just try and come away from the pack, and just as Johnny Roper does, the whistle sounds.
Yeah,
so a free kick
in the back.
O'Connor. Back edge of the centre square, towards centre half forward, setting himself was Ryan McFlynn, and he's got it. Not paid, maybe touched off hands. Doing well is Cooney. Can be a live wire up forward. O'Sullivan rockets the ball. A chance now for Ireland. Aaron Flood, the All-Australian, goes to ground. Does well enough to get the ball away. And another quick snap, this time by Ireland. And a goal has been scored. And it's been kicked by O'Sullivan. Declan O'Sullivan has scored the first goal in the International Cup Grand Final.
Well, it was good play, just the number of handballs in succession there. We saw Aaron Flood, as we said, an all-world player involved. Got tackled very well here by Yangamino, but was able to get his handball to the ball. And great kick by Declan O'Sullivan. First goal to the Green Machine.
I reckon I caught him All-Australian again, actually. All world.
All world.
All world. The all-world side. Not sure how they're going to travel.
Can you get reported in this game at all, Matthew? I mean, there's been a couple of players been crunched in the series so far. A couple of boys have finished up in hospital.
I'm certain you can get reported, but they're not going to miss any games because this is the last one. Chance now once again, McFlynn. He's been busy. There's O'Sullivan, the goal kicker. They move it wide. They've opened this place up nicely. This is O'Sullivan. It's not Declan, it's John. So we've got the O'Sullivan brothers in a row. 2 goals to Ireland.
Yes, an O'Sullivan attack.
It's an O'Sullivan attack at the MCG. The move to Shuri.
Again, a succession of handballs. Well, what I loved about this goal, Matty, was John O'Sullivan on his non-preferred foot. Now, we know that these fellas have been playing Gaelic football for a while and had trouble with only guiding it one hand, but have a look at this. Fantastic kick from Declan to the into the corridor, handball onto his brother, and John O'Sullivan on the non-preferred. Great control. That's what you want to see from these boys, knowing that the skills that they've been taught over a couple of years are coming to fruition.
And they have got the running game, haven't they?
Yes.
Because one of the great things that's happened since Australian rules football went across to Ireland and started playing Gaelic football, and I was across there in 1968, and we virtually played the Gaelic version of the game, but, you know, with the handball now and the run and the tackling, it's really, you know, lifted these players, and also being able to handball and kick on the non-preferred side, it really has, in terms of playing Australian rules football, been a good initiation. And O'Sullivan Declan goes towards 50. Good strong play by Johnny Roper for Papua New Guinea. Just trying to work their way out of trouble now, Ireland. McFlynn had it and lost it. Where did it go?
Just been informed that number 20 is not Raymond Ray. It's Matthew Mondo, who was to wear number 13. He's changed his jumper just before the game.
Mondo Rock.
Didn't take long.
Boundary throw in, just outside of 50 for Ireland. They've started well, 2-3-15. McFlynn again has pounced on the ball, so danger here for Papua New Guinea. Trying to crash his way through was Lai, caught. High tackle, surely.
Yes.
And the free kick will go to Ireland.
Well, a free kick against Lai.
And Kumi's going to take it.
You can just see here, Lime, bit over the top, yeah, around the neck. Fair bit of rugby in that, I would think. He might have had a rugby background, Bargai Lai.
Well, he's good when Ireland beat Canada by 25 points because Kumi did boot a couple of goals, and from directly in front, Ireland has their 3rd goal on the board. So they're 3-3-21, leading Papua New Guinea, yet to score.
I just wonder, KB, when you talk about the Gaelic background, that they are very long runners. They have to run a long way, very much like soccer.
And
they keep moving, big ground. And just whether the Papua New Guinea are burst players, they're small, they've got a lot more speed, and could have trouble with the continuous run of the Green Machine.
Of course, the MCG, much bigger ground than they're probably used to playing on. They're playing in reduced size ovals, as the Irish do, but with their Gaelic background, as you say, they don't mind getting out.
Well, it's a non-stop game.
Non-stop, yeah. Good start here at the MCG and then international final for the Irish. They're 3-3-21. The Mosquitoes yet to get on the board, and they haven't even looked like it, really. Perhaps this time. Once again, though, the Green Machine with the numbers. Beautiful long kick by their skipper in Michael Johnson. Out in front of Donald Boylan. Boylan on the left. Wobbly kick. Keeps it in play, though. Here's a chance. Good take once again by Kumi. Back inside, a chance for their 4th goal. That was McFlynn. But it is out of bounds on the full. Let's head to the boundary and Mark Doran.
Matty, thank you very much. One man who will be enjoying Ireland's dominance is Vince Cerci from New Zealand. The Kiwis were the number 2 seed. Supposedly they were going to be here on the MCG playing Papua New Guinea, but Ireland knocked them over in the semis. Vince, to see Ireland going this well, it shows that you guys were hard up against it in the semi, weren't you?
Yeah. We're actually really disappointed. I was really happy for the guys to back up from today's game. I mean, seeing Ireland bloody three goals in front, you know, it could have been us. But, you know, they played us well and they deserved the win.
You played off today for 3rd place and beat the Great Danes, so something there.
Yeah, we got what we wanted. Well, at least we got a medal, so that was the main thing. But the ultimate would have been to play the MCG in front of, you know, a little bit of crowd. But, you know, next time in 3 years' time, we'll be a much better side, and we'll learn a hell of a lot from this.
Can you give the Australians watching this who don't really understand the passion of which this International Cup means to the different teams, just how disappointed you are to actually be standing here at the MCG, but you're watching instead of playing?
Well, I mean, you know, it's, everyone is disappointed. There's a few of us that have played the last few games, and to finish at the MCG is the ultimate of Aussie rules football. You know, back home, obviously rugby is a huge game, but there's a lot of people wanting to play Aussie rules because it's such a great game, you know. And yeah, what can I do? What can you do? You know.
Well, I can see the disappointment in your eyes. One thing, congratulations on winning the medal for the leading goal kicker. 22 goals, fantastic effort.
Thanks very much.
Good on you, Vince. Go and enjoy some Foss and Chops.
So Ireland 3-3-21. Papua New Guinea yet to score. So the Irish boys, the Green Machine, having a terrific first quarter. So a free kick to Papua New Guinea. Johnny Bosco, who's seen as their superstar player, to the half-forward line. Been very strong across half-back. Johnston and Reedy and Clowry have done very well for Ireland. Lane and Shortall, they've been very strong in defence. Good pick-up, good hands that time from Mondo, who started on the bench, came on early in this first quarter, goes wide, so he backtracked, conceded ground, pounced on by Lecker. Caught, good tackle by Denham, the vice-captain, and he'll take the free kick.
Well, we think that Port Moresby, the New Guineans, but there's a lot of players from Port Moresby.
Yes.
But the New Guineans probably would tackle better than Ireland, but Ireland have shown that they're not backward and coming forward in that area, and a great tackle in by Barry Denham. And, gee, this will be a great start to the Green Machine. 4 goals if he can convert here.
Well, he's directly in front. He's just shooting from 25 metres out. So Denham, to bring up Ireland's 4th goal, leans back as the siren sounds. He has pushed it to the left, so a wasted opportunity right on the siren. So at quarter time, Ireland 3-4-22. In a big surprise, Papua New Guinea yet to score.
Circling the Roos tonight. With Hawthorn one game out of the 8, the Kangas have to bounce them to defend their finals berth. What a great grab! The Hawks and the Roos at the MCG tonight on Fox Footy Channel. Changing times mean new challenges. You need to be fully informed. Sky News brings you more Australian business and finance than ever before. Live market updates on the hour, every hour. And every weekday morning and evening, as well as weekends, Sky Business Report with David Koch.
It's all about money, how it affects your business, your family, your life.
Sky Business Report, the only daily business television program made in Australia for Australians.
Join me for Australia's most extensive coverage of business and finance right here on Australia's news channel, Sky News.
Now's the time to upgrade to Fox Footy Channel for 2003. Call 131-999 and not only will you save $80 with our advance pass, you'll get the rest of this season free. Plus, Foxtel subscribers who upgrade by September 15 will be in the running to win 3 box seats at this year's AFL Grand Final. Now that's something to shout about. So give us a yell now on 131-999.
Welcome back to the MCG, this grand final of the International Cup between Ireland and Papua New Guinea. And a terrific start by the Green Machine. They have come out full of running and they're using the spaces here at the MCG to great effect as they lead by 22 points at quarter time, 3 goals for, and the Papua New Guinea Mosquitoes yet to score. So at Tony Shaw, it's been a very promising start by the Irish.
Yes, they have been very good. They've run the lines, and we said that their Gaelic background, where they do run a lot, it's a non-stop game. Seems to be troubling Papua New Guinea, who I would think run in bursts more than that. And the Irish have got through the lines. They're using their handball very well and backing up very well. And, you know, their defence has been fantastic, KB.
We thought that maybe Papua New Guinea's tackling might unsettle the Irish boys, but you did mention, Tony, the size of the ground, the MCG. A bit unusual, I suppose, for the boys to be playing on a ground as big as this, and just maybe they may not get close enough to the Irish boys to either soften them up or bring the ball to the ground.
Well, we saw Barry Denham, then number 2, should have kicked a goal right on the siren to make it 4 goals to 0, but and he tackled very well to get that free kick. Yes, they haven't taken a backward step in that area. Their handball has been fantastic, and as I said, their backline's held together well. Papua New Guinea just falling down across half forward, and big Joe Kinane, number 32, for the Green Machine, is giving him first use around the packs.
And goal kickers for Ireland in that first quarter, Declan O'Sullivan, John O'Sullivan and Alan Coomey, all getting the 3 goals for the Irish. And, well, they're certainly taking their time to get out of their huddle, the Mosquitoes. They're finally out ready to buzz, and they'll have to get something going. They'll have to get some of their playmakers like John Bosco involved and O'Vera Gibson.
Got to keep their confidence up, don't they?
Yeah. Take a look at some of the highlights of the first quarter, Tony, and been impressed by some of the handballing skills, keeping it alive inside the forward 50, what we always talk about.
Yeah, which is a skill that they hit the ball up in the air with their hand in the Gaelic football, so it is a skill that they would know. But here they are, just running the lines. Look at that, the back up there. And this, I just love this goal by John O'Sullivan on his non-preferred. And we talked about the way that they kicked the ball by one hand. That's hard to do when you haven't had an Aussie rules background, KB, with the shape of our ball.
No, that's what we said before, but they do have the ability to run. They've got the idea how we play Australian rules football from their Gaelic background, and so far it's proving to be a winner.
Second quarter just about to get underway. That is Matthew Mondo who's gone into the ruck for the Mosquitoes, and he is set to go. 22-point margin to the Irish. And they're underway. Once again, it's Kinane, who probably got a push in the back, and the umpire has spotted it. He'll get the free kick. Big Joe Kinane from the Dublin Demons. He was best against the Canada Northwind.
He wasn't happy with the attention he got there, Matty. Just made it known to the man on the mark.
Having played against the Irish a couple of times in the international series, they do fire up, Shuri. They can get very excited. Long ball, bit of space to work into. Well, he made good position, did Bradshaw, but once again it falls out to Coomey. Tough kick from there, not bad off the boot, going back across the face and just squeezing in from behind. But he's proving pretty dangerous, Alan Coomey.
Yes, dangerous half forward. He looks like maybe full forward, matter of fact, as he goes up and lines up just outside the square from the kick out. And he's had a few shots on goal. Kicked 1 goal, 1 goal 2, I think, at this stage.
Well, he kicked a couple of goals in their first game against Canada, so he has been a focal point up forward. Thought Douglas Lai was very good for Papua New Guinea in the first quarter. He was terrific across half back. He's lined up in the back pocket. Started this second quarter. McFlynn had the ball and lost it. So Papua New Guinea trying to run the ball. Here's Mondo. He's come off the bench and they're putting him straight into the ruck. Rockets the ball. He was looking there for Gavura. Couldn't take it. Standing his ground was Michael Johnson, the skipper. The old world player goes wide. Pounced on by McFlynn. So the two McFlynns getting their hands on the ball early in this second quarter. And it was a great start by Ireland. 3-5-23. Papua New Guinea yet to score. It was the ball still on the half-forward flank. And the defence of Papua New Guinea, Lauer, just booted off the ground. Hands and knees. They'll just keep shoveling the ball forward, trying to make it into a real contest. A bit of strength, and just see if they can soften up some of these Irish boys. Going to ground there was Aaron Flood. They'll pile on top. Some pushing and shoving there from Gary Lane of Ireland. And we've got a ball up.
Let's head down to Mark Doran on the boundary.
Konnichiwa, boys, and it's a very big welcome to Nakashi Nosaka, who's the full forward for the Japanese side. And you look like you'd fill the breach too.
Yeah, play full forward. Yeah.
How did you guys go? You didn't. I don't think you actually won a game for the tournament, but did a lot better than a lot of people thought. Not a lot of height, I could imagine.
Yeah, actually, unfortunately, we didn't win today, but in 2 weeks during this competition, Japanese team improved a lot, actually. Yeah, that was great competition.
How many people play Australian rules in Japan?
Roughly 100.
Not many.
Nah, just started. Like I started 1984, 5 or something. Say.
And when you watch Australian rules football at home on Japanese television, who are your favourite players? Who do you like to play like?
Stuart Law, Anthony Lockett.
Big plugger. So you played big plugger at full forward?
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
And did well. No, we thank you very much for joining us today. And boys, I've been practicing as I throw back to you. Ja awatna dozo Matthew Chan, KB Chan, Tony Chan, on gashimash, jenkida jane, bye-bye.
Hey.
Yes, yes. Mark Doran, the multilingual Mark Doran on the boundary this evening as the sun starts to set here. There's been no change to the score. It's still 23-0. And this is Lecker for the Mosquitoes. Long kick, but again, they've got the numbers back on. They are
good
getting
mark.
working back, but he's marked it well. No. Umpire said no. No mark. Very unlucky. That's flood, but it's stolen. Here's a chance for the Mosquitoes. Patrick Baluka to the danger zone. They need a mark over the back. Almost a mark there to Maha. Maha still going, keeping it forward. And again, the Irish degree machine, they clear it back. Well, Johnny Roper forgot to put his hands on the ball there. Coming through is Guevara. There's Roper again. Ireland now to the wing. Player's been caught. That was Kelly. Now it's off to McFlynn. McFlynn, open forward line. Going back, not taking the mark though was Liam O'Connor. Coomey's there for the Irish. And clearing though is Lower. Lower clears nicely for the Mosquitoes onto the chest of John Roper.
He's on the back edge of the centre square. I think they should have had Mondo on early in the game because he really looks like he's got a lot of talent, he can really play. Been marked this time by Gibson.
Vera Gibson, I thought he marked the ball about 40 metres out a couple of minutes ago. Unlucky.
Well, he's kicked 9 goals in the competition so far, so he's one of their guns up forward. Michael Johnston, the skipper, had it and lost it. And they're going to try and force the ball towards the boundary line. Going to ground that time, got to keep his feet, is Patrick Valuka. Just bounces off his boot this time and brought away by Kalari, who just pumps the ball back. Unable to take the mark was Roper. Pounced on again, this time by Ryan McFlynn. Having a good game. Clean ball was Liam O'Connor, goes to ground over the top. Desperate play that time by McFlynn. And again, they'll pile on top. And it's a ball up.
No, it's holding the ball.
Now, there's a bit of aggro there too, a bit of heartburn.
He pulled the ball in. I think that's a good decision by the umpire. You've got to try and get rid of the ball and a bit of aggro here.
Guevara,
Liam O'Connor.
One man who'd be very interesting to see how this game pans out is the great man from Ireland himself, Jim Steins, as he's with Mark Doran.
Thank you very much, Matthew. Jim Steins might have a Brownlow medal, but he's never been named in an all-world team, not like your brother David. Jimmy, he's playing for Ireland and playing very well, obviously.
Yeah, he is. He's had some, I think he had 2 games where he was best on ground, and yeah, he's out there again today. So, you know, one day he's playing amateur footy, and the next day he's out here playing for his country. It's very bizarre.
It makes your storage when you go home at Christmas not as important anymore that David's played on the G as well.
Yeah, well, that's right. I was talking to my brother Brian, who obviously played a couple of games as well last night. I said, "You won't believe it." He says, "What? He's playing for Ireland at the MCG." He just laughed. He just said, David just keeps surprising us." But they just kicked another goal by the looks of things. Yeah, the Ireland team just kicked another goal.
It's good. You don't know them all. You just know the brother. They're surprising a lot of people. 4-5-29. Papua New Guinea yet to score with some of the skills that we can see here.
Yeah, I think from watching it, like they obviously thought they were up against it. I had a bit of a run with some of the midfielders yesterday and Ruckman, but it seems that they're a lot smaller, the Papua New Guinea guys, and as a result, the Irish are quite physical, and they're really getting in there and putting their bodies in, and it sort of makes a difference. It slows down the quick blokes, and yeah, well, they're kicking goals. I'm very surprised actually how well they're adapting to this game.
There's certainly no one out there as tall as you, nor can I say, with all due respect, is there anyone out there wearing hair like you. Can you just take us through that?
It's only black now, Mark. We've had this chat before, you know.
This is an international audience, though.
That's right. So it's like anything goes, and you know yourself with the soccer, everyone comes out with the different dues, and why not get into the spirit of it in Australia?
Well, you've done very well, James. Thank you very much for your time. Go back and talk to your brother and see what he can do with his hair.
Well, looked very much like Elvis Presley, I thought, Jimmy Steins, but a bad miss that time by Barry Denham. 4-6-30, the Irish boys, Papua New Guinea yet to score, which is a bit of a surprise because, and of course, Alan Coomey kicked that goal when Jimmy Steins was chatting there. He's kicked 2 goals, 1 in the first quarter, now 1 in the second. Well, the boys from Papua New Guinea will know what it's like not to actually put a score on the board because they did defeat Japan in Game 3, 23 goals, 947 to no score by Japan. So they've got to really start to get a move on, because they're struggling against Ireland, who have just been dominating this international grand final.
Tony, you're just saying that, or that Jim Steins, with that black hair, is doing a bit of theatre work.
Yeah,
He's in a play.
he's been in a play. That's the reason it was coloured. I think it was blue during the week, but he's gone black now, Jimmy. Changes day to day. Good smother there by the green machine.
And coming away, he's been one of the best players, Ryan McFlynn. He's been an absolute star. Kumi has booted a couple of goals. That was a clever tap on, and running in, Denham should kick a goal. Way off target. Again, another wasted opportunity on the non-preferred side, and he's kicked 3 behinds.
Well, if we said 3 shots on goal, that one just dribbled out of bounds. But I mean, they've been pretty easy shots for Barry. He'd be disappointed. He is the vice captain of the Green Machine, and he's certainly getting his opportunities. A live wire forward pocket, Kumi the main target, and Denham stays down. Steins is there, but coming over the top, O'Connor. There's Kumi once again. Here's Denham. Can he make it? 1 from 4. No, he can't. You'll get one eventually, Barry. Just stick in there. Even if you have to get it by kicking 6 behinds, you'll get a goal.
The Mosquitoes are on the back foot a little bit in the ruck contest, aren't they?
Yeah.
Giving away inches or maybe feet.
Big Joe Canane, the biggest man out there. But here at the MCG on a Friday night, sun setting, we're waiting for the Kangaroos playing Hawthorn. It's All Ireland in the final of the International Cup. It's 4-7 to yet to score. Here's an opportunity, though, for Peter Millai. Nice pick-up. Yangamina drives them forward. Ireland playing in front, though, down back. That's Kalari. Socket off the ground by their skipper, Michael Johnson. Now he's beaten. No, there's a legging free kick. It's going to the Mosquitoes, so a real opportunity there. And let's have a look.
Looks like 29.
Orpe, sorry. Richard Orpe. So, wonderful opportunity for Richard. Kicked a couple of goals so far in the series. Directly in front. He'll kick from about 30 metres out. Desperately need a score, but they desperately need a goal, and he has been inaccurate, and he's disappointed. Hooked it right, but they are on the board, but they've got a long way to go.
Ireland lead by 30 points, and we've played just on 11 minutes into this second quarter. And of course, seeing Jimmy Steins there just reminds us that Sean White came across at the same time, although I think he was a Scot, wasn't he, Sean White? They used to say the Irish boys. But
he was born in Scotland, but played Gaelic football in Ireland.
If you're born in Scotland, you're a Scot. Played 89 league games too, Sean White. And the other couple of boys that come to mind, Paul Early played 1 game for Melbourne. Brian Steins, as we know, played a couple of games. And Dermot McNichol, I saw him play a couple of games for St Kilda. I think he played 3 AFL games in all, Dermot McNichol. So a number of the Irish boys have come across, and we know that Ty Kennelly now playing some terrific football with the Sydney Swans. So the Gaelic background does make it capable of you just moving across into Australian rules football, and we're seeing this with the Irish boys tonight with the Gaelic background. Just able to run the ball, thought that might have been holding the ball. It wasn't paid, and come away strongly was Tandawar, who thumps the ball back towards centre forward. The back line for Ireland has been absolutely superb. They get back very quickly, and they get numbers to the ball. And this time, Joe Canane, didn't quite get enough purchase on the ball, and there was a kick off the ground that time from Declan O'Sullivan, who kicked the goal in the first quarter for Ireland. So all of a sudden, Mondo with the ball, quick hand. So Papua New Guinea's got a chance again. Back to centre half forward, and this is where they've been terrific. David Steins, who made the all-world side, and we just heard his brother Jimmy speaking about him. Very proud of his young brother.
And he spoke to Mark Dorn, and let's go back down to the boundary once again with Mark.
Thank you very much. Ireland would be stronger if Mickey Corona was playing, but mate, you pop the bone out your back and you can't play.
That's right, yeah. I've had a back injury playing against Samoa there a couple of games back, and it's caused a bone to pop out my spine and jam my pelvis, so unfortunately I'm not even sitting on the bench today, but
you're standing up and trying to avoid the pain. They got some big boys, the Samoans. Did one of them get you?
They have indeed, yeah. A very physical team, and it was probably one of the more physical games of the competition. So,
are you surprised at the scoreline? 4-7-31 to just 1 behind, and we're almost half time.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. I'm surprised, but we were determined, and we were going to take the game from the start. So the boys have been on top from the start, which is good to see.
I saw a couple of the games during the week. The Papua New Guinea boys finish fast, so you can't give them
we realised that, they've killed off teams in the last quarter. So the main thing for Ireland is to keep it going through the whole 80 minutes.
All right, mate, well, you go back at half-time. You can do some work and try not to sit down.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate.
Okay.
Lights are on here at the MCG as Ireland try to work it out of their defence through Canane. He gives it over to McFlynn. Trying to get the old 1-2 from Steins, but it'll be a boundary throw in.
Now, we just saw Johnny Bosco go for a big grab, and I know Mark Doran told us before the game he's very capable of taking a couple of screamers.
Kicked 11 goals so far in the competition, Johnny Bosco. And the McFlynns have been very, very good for Ireland. Neil McFlynn and Ryan McFlynn.
I think the best player so far in the first half has been Aaron Flood for Ireland, who made the all-world side. He's been outstanding.
Best player, or named best player against South Africa earlier in the week.
Number 3 for Ireland.
There he is, just knocking on beautifully. Nice control off to O'Sullivan. He goes forward for the green machine. Over the back, though, the numbers should suit Papua New Guinea. They both forgot to go for the ball. Get the ball. That's all they're going to do as the Irish go forward once again, but landing onto the chest. And doing a nice job is Douglas Lai. Mosquitoes are now up and running. Plenty of space here at the MCG. Going forward, the kick came from Lecker, but just onto the chest of Brian Shortall.
Well, I mentioned earlier, Shortall's been terrific across half-back, Lane at centre half-back, and Michael Johnson in the back pocket. They've just been outstanding. John O'Sullivan kicked a goal also in the first quarter. In towards centre half forward, dropped short and been taken by Bruce Tandawai. So at half-back, Papua New Guinea playing a lot better in this second quarter. They look a little bit more dangerous. And a couple of opportunities to score. And a free kick.
Just on Bruce Tandawai, KB, if you have a look at the haircut, we might be able to get a shot sometime during this game. He's got the PNG engraved in the back of the head with a haircut.
Yangamina just rifled out the handball. Lecker on centre wing, inside 50, so a chance now for Papua New Guinea, and he's got it. Now this is Mondo, who started on the bench, and he's looked the good since he's come onto the ground.
Well, the way that he used his body, he looks like he can play the game too, KB, but they have to score. I'd go back. We can see the ball coming here off the wing by Lecker, and just the way he nudged his opponent out was very good use of the body.
So Mondo from 45 metres out goes right to the line, off hands, and through for a minor score.
Just their second score. Matthew Mondo. Margin now to 29 points. The green machine in control. Kick out comes from Dennis Reedy. Long ball, excellent kick to Steins. He was the target. Chips through the middle. Here's Flood. Running nicely for him, Denham, who just can't kick a goal. That's a beautiful kick from Denham, though. Maybe he should play further down the field. A chance now for Kelly. Kelly busts through onto the left boot and dribbles a beauty. Oh, Alan Kelly, and they are happy. They celebrate. They've got their 5th goal. And sure, they'll be pretty happy from a kick in all the way down for a goal.
Well, Denham was involved, Flood was involved, and David Steins, you can see the family history there. The brothers must have gone home and showed him how to kick, because that was a perfect kick in the middle of the ground. And then Barry Denham, as you said, maybe better up the ground because it looked like a great pass.
He's better on his preferred side.
Yeah,
his left side's not very good.
No good. But Alan Kelly there, just a lot of body strength against the Mosquitoes, who normally tackle well because of their rugby background, but just too much body strength. And a great goal.
Ireland by 35 points, 5-7-37. Papua New Guinea just 2 behinds as the siren sounds. So a great first half by Ireland. Leading by 35 points. They'd be pretty disappointed. Papua New Guinea ranked number 1 coming into the International Cup. And Ireland maybe a bit of a surprise packet getting through to the grand final. So we run through their goal kickers. 2 goals to Alan Coomey and singles to Alan Kelly. Declan O'Sullivan and also John O'Sullivan, and of course Papua New Guinea yet to have a goal scorer.
So at half-time here at the MCG in the final of the International Cup, a bit of a surprise with the Irish side completely in control. 5-7-37. They lead by 35 points over Papua New Guinea.
They'll
They'll stop at nothing.
Flesh is always good for ratings.
They'll bring out the big guns.
Adelaide!
It's those
Crazy
kids, Greg Long's Lizard and Amy Parks and Wildlife with
Young, raw talent.
Get Rigger Happy.
We've got funky tunes.
Great young players.
We've got cheesy hand gestures.
Good choreography and dance moves.
It's serious stuff. Young Guns tonight at 8 on Fox Footy Channel.
The only words you need to know are the biggest stars perform live for Channel V.
Welcome to the one-day party.
Oh, magnificent.
Join the world superstars of cricket as they contest the ICC Champions Trophy.
Yeah, and good cash.
12 teams, 15 games, 18 days of cricketing bliss.
Down the track, what a shot that is. And that is a big hit. Oh, what a good catch. Beautifully taken.
Whet your appetite with this delicious preview of the World Cup, the ICC Champions Trophy, coming soon right here, live, where the game never ends.
How do you get on with your coach?
Yeah, great.
You're joking.
It's the Monday Experts on the Couch with Jared, Mike and Robert.
What's your expectation of James Hird for the next month?
No one knows the answer to this, not even James Hird.
They tell it as it is.
He's a little bit different, Jason. See, Danny Jacobs just keeps taking big steps, doesn't he?
There's going to be a whole range of tough decisions. That's what I'm paid to do.
What sort of grip is this, Mike?
You say no to come on a show like this?
Join them on the Couch, Mondays at 8:30 on Fox Footy Channel.
Welcome back to the MCG with Ireland in complete control of this game, leading 5-7, 37 to Papua New Guinea. The Mosquitoes just the two behinds. Gentlemen, we're unsure when we turned up this afternoon what to expect from this game, but I've been very surprised and very pleased with the way the Irish team in particular, Tony, has moved the ball.
Oh, they've moved it very well, haven't they? And just what you can see the Gaelic background, they run the lines hard. Their handball's been fantastic, and they've kicked, the 5 goals. Alan Coomey's been brilliant at full forward. I thought that Barry Denham probably should have kicked another 2 or 3 goals, but he missed. And as you said, might be a rover, an on-ball rover, as we see some of the highlights. And as we said, their handball has been first class. Aaron Flood, as we know, in the all-world team. Great handball then, and a very good finish by Declan O'Sullivan. The O'Sullivans have had a good game, KB.
They have. In fact, I thought Papua New Guinea played a lot better in the second quarter, but in the first quarter, the running game of Ireland actually tore them apart, and of course at quarter time they led by 22 points, 3-4 to no score. The back line for Ireland has been very, very good, and one thing they have been able to do is just hold up. We know Johnny Bosco can kick a few goals on the forward line as well, and one of their other good players is Mayer and also Gibson, but really I don't know whether they've come up against a defence has been as strong as this one that Ireland's got on the field tonight.
No, they just get numbers back, as we just see there. Alan Coomey, as I said, has kicked 2 goals. That was one of them off the ground. And the height factor does come into it, doesn't it? The ruck. I thought Joe Canane's given them first use of the ball at ground level. We can see some of the great tackling there from Papua New Guinea. That was Rex Lecker. And there he is, Steins, David Steins. You can see that kicking ability there. There's no doubt that the brothers have gone home because he did guide it down with both hands, just released the one hand very late. And strong play by Alan Kelly on that occasion, bursting through the tackle.
Yeah, they've been pretty impressive, and that goal, as we mentioned during the call, it was from a kick-in. It was almost like a set play. They knew exactly what they were doing. Let's go to Steins. He's the target, and they went straight down the corridor.
Yeah, I think they've got to run the ball a little bit more than Mosquitoes, and maybe the stamina. They've run a lot, the Irish side, so maybe the Green Machine might tire in the second half.
Well, we heard that perhaps Papua New Guinea, that is their strength, as we take a look at some of the half-time stats. Possession-wise, 99 to 87, so not a lot of difference in possession. Inside 50s as well, but they've just been able to use the ball a bit better.
Well, their handballs, you can see Papua New Guinea, which is a bit of a surprise, although the Irish handballing's been very effective. Papua New Guinea have been under a lot of pressure, and the turnovers, well, their kicking's been quite ordinary in the first half. If they can turn that around, get a little bit more of the ball in the midfield, and then get the ball in quicker to their forward line, they can turn it. You're only 5 goals down, and anything can happen in a half a footy, as we know.
Plenty more tackles for the Papua New Guinea side because they don't have the ball, and the goal kickers you just saw there, Alan Coomey, the most dangerous points forward on the ground. I think from Papua New Guinea's point of view, Kevin, they've just got to get some of their better-known players or their marking forwards like John Bosco and like Overa Gibson. They've got to start getting into the game.
And Mayer's booted 13 goals, 11 goals to Johnny Bosco, and Gibson's booted 9. So, I mean, they've booted 32 goals between them during the course of this international series. But tonight, the forward line just hasn't functioned. I noticed it was 26 tackles there for Papua New Guinea. But I think that's because they've been second to the ball and they've been chasing all night, and therefore they've been trying to, get the ball off the Irish boys. But they haven't really been able to do it so far.
Well, it's not over yet. There's still the second half to come. Plenty more to come in the international grand final.
Saturday on Fox Footy Channel, the Eagles and the Power shoot it out at Subiaco.
That was gun barrel straight.
Desperados West Coast must win at home to make the finals. But Sheriff Treadway is rounding up a posse.
It's a ripper.
It's a wild, wild western battle with two gangs of gunslingers. West Coast take on Port Adelaide Saturday night on Fox Footy Channel.
Coming soon to UK TV. Classic comedy at its best. John Cleese makes Norman Bates look perfectly normal. Faulty Towers. He's a little pom with 1,000 faces. Alistair McGowan, Nigel Hawthorne and Paul Eddington rule in Yes Minister. There's the Kenny Everett television show.
Whatever you do, make sure it's all done in the best possible taste.
Richard Wilson and Annette Crosby in One Foot in the Grave. Don't miss the hilarious Father Ted and Men Behaving Badly.
Never said no to a woman before.
Oh, God, yeah.
I've said yes.
Give me lots to drink. Oh. House, back, drink. How about some Ben Elton, Sometime Never with Sarah Crowe and the Glam Metal Detectives?
Oh, but you're so good looking. Oh, baby.
Coming soon to UK TV.
Now's the time to upgrade to Fox Footy Channel for 2003. Call 131-999 and not only will you save $80 with our advance pass, you'll get the rest of this season free. Plus, Foxtel subscribers who upgrade by September 15 will be in the running to win 3 box seats at this year's AFL Grand Final. Now that's something to shout about. So give us a yell now on 131-999.
Time here at the MCG in the International Cup Grand Final, and there it is, the International Cup. That's what these two teams are playing for. 2 out of 11 sides that have been battling it out over the last couple of weeks, and our special guest here at halftime is Ross Smith, the General Manager of Game Development for the AFL. And Ross, in general, has it been a successful venture?
Oh, I think the players would say unanimously that it's been a terrific experience for them. And from the AFL's perspective, it's been a great opportunity to showcase Australian football that's been played around the world.
Are you surprised with the results so far in the first half?
Certainly am. Having a look at PNG throughout the tournament, Kevin, they've been the standout team in their pool. Admittedly, they haven't been in the other pool, but they've certainly shown the skills, and I'm surprised that they're this far behind.
Andrew Cadzo is the coach of Papua New Guinea, employed by the AFL. What's the AFL doing outside of Australia or outside of what we come to know as the AFL and the state leagues?
Well, we probably work... There's AFL played all around the world, probably about 20 countries. But there's a number of programs, development programs that we have around the world, particularly in the US, Canada, New Zealand and PNG. They're probably our strongest programs. There are some in the UK, for example, as a development program, and so we're working with those countries to have activities in schools and in clubs rather than just having teams coming like you sort of see in the Americans. They've now got 35 clubs in the States. There's something like 60 teams playing there, and the growth has been tremendous.
We know with Papua New Guinea that they started playing football in the 50s. Australian school teachers up there probably introducing the game, although there would have been a few games played during the war as well. But in terms of Ireland, they've only had Australian rules over there since, for 2 years, in the year 2000, in October 2000, when they actually formed their league of 8 teams. That is a little bit of a surprise, taking the Gaelic football background, which we've been playing against them since 1968.
Well, probably there are 5 countries which play for the Atlantic Alliance Cup: England, Denmark, US, Canada, and England. And Ireland won that tournament last year, so they're probably, for the Northern Hemisphere countries, it's probably not a surprise.
We're looking at the team of the series, or the all-world team that we like to call it, and as you can see, there's players from all around the world, from Denmark. Good to see one in from Japan, Yuto Kobayashi. And also South Africa seem to be in a real learning curve with the young side and small side they've brought out, but they've just had a real go and enjoyed themselves.
They've had a wonderful time. It's exciting to see the development of South Africa. We've had a volunteer over there for the last 12 months, and it was terrific to see one of their boys playing, being named by Alan Jeans as the chairman of selectors.
And I noticed you actually were quite happy to get your tongue around the Japanese player there, but you didn't have a crack at the South African, I noticed then, Matthew.
Oh, look, I didn't want to... if we bring it back up, I'll have a go. No, don't worry about it.
M22 Zali Lamlala.
Well done, Ross.
I'm just playing the percentages, KB. 11 teams in the last question. 11 teams at the moment, Ross. Are we likely to see more next time that the International Cup is played?
I would think so. The team from Lebanon has indicated that they would like to participate in the next Cup, and yesterday we had a forum where the countries would like to come back in 2005, so that we play again 2005 and then 2008, which is the 150th anniversary of the first game of Australian football.
No truth that Carlton want to play in the competition next year, is there? Sorry to Carlton supporters, only joking.
No, thanks very much, Ross. Thanks for your time. Ross Smith, the General Manager of Game Development, and we'll be back with the second half of this very important International Cup Grand Final right after this.
Today on I Was Kicking Around, Tigers twin Ben Holland joins Bruiser and me and tells us how he's putting the foot back into his football.
I Was Kicking Around, 5 o'clock today.
Having trouble keeping up with the Joneses? Win our beach house and you could blow them away forever. Are you ready for our biggest competition ever?
On the hour, every hour, Australia's Sky News. Sky News delivers complete, immediate coverage of news as it happens, whatever it takes. Terry Willacy hosts Talkback TV on Willacy across Australia. Sky Business Report with David Koch, delivering more Australian business and finance than ever before. Exclusive to Sky News, Australia's most comprehensive lineup of programs that take you beyond the news of the day. When you're watching Sky News, you're watching the world through Australian eyes. Across Australia, on the hour, every hour, Sky News.
Tune in every Saturday at 10 to get all your Saturday racing scratchings. That's every Saturday at 10 during Early Edition.
It's finals fever and we're out to discover Australia's greatest football brain. 9 contestants will battle it out for the title and first prize, a new Nissan Pulsar. Join me, Matthew Campbell, for the Fox Footy Quiz Finals soon on Fox Footy Channel.
Welcome back to the MCG. The lights shining brightly here. Second half just about to get underway. And it's the international final between PNG and Ireland. And Tony Shaw is back in the commentary box. Tony, what do the Mosquitoes have to do? Come up with a plan for PNG.
Well, they've got to try and get over some of the ruck dominance around the ground. They give them first use of the ball. I think one thing they do, they play with a lot of flair, and they go at the ball one hand, a lot of ground level. Got to just keep 2 hands on the ball, KB. Always play a straight bat, as they say. They need a bit of sting in their game, the Mosquitoes.
Oh, yes. Beautifully done.
Of course, we're the 2 coaches you should ask about the Mosquitoes, because Tony and I found ourselves in this situation many times at half-time.
Vertically challenged.
And here we go. We're away, and it's a chance there for Savara, for the Mosquitoes to go forward. And just taking a beautiful mark is the skipper, Michael Johnson. was a guest on White Line Fever during the week, and just said that they've really enjoyed their time here in Australia. They've been behaving themselves, but they're in for a big crack tonight after the game. Going forward is O'Sullivan, but the Mosquitoes go back nicely there. They've got the numbers. This is Tandawai, but he's caught, and he's caught holding the ball. Let's have a look at the replay there. I thought he was unlucky. I thought he was running into the ground. Thought it was in the back, but nevertheless.
Looks like Scott Cummings.
Scotty Cummings with the ball at the moment.
He's look-alike.
It's his 5th club. First time he's worn green. But, a chance here for Ireland. They lead by 35 points. First goal would be crucial. The Papua New Guinea Mosquitoes want it. Kick off to the side. In the danger zone. Chance here for the Green Machine. Keeping it alive. Nice little toe poke. And he went the second time. And that player is Paul Keeley. But chance to clear. Papua New Guinea now. Through Haneo. But they've turned it over. Goes straight to Flood. Flood bangs it forward. Nice looking kick. 30 metres out from the Irish goal. Ball needs someone front and square. Player there is Lai. Vagi Lai, and he's away. Clears to the outer side.
Back to the edge of the centre square and playing in front. Great grab taken by Peter Malai, who stands and delivers. 2 against 1. It was a tough ask that time for Gibson. Can't win out. This back line has been absolutely fantastic. And Lane comes away for Ireland. Still inside the centre square, needing a kind bounce. Good foot speed that time from Neil McFlynn, along with his brother. He's been a star tonight. Twisting and turning. Tandawai. As Papua New Guinea go forward and across half-back. This is where they just cannot get past. Lane, the Irish backmen have really got back. They've built the wall, trying to come forward. Gavira caught. Tackling's been good by Denham, has been one of the best players for Ireland. He's kicked 3 behinds. Now on the burst, Savara from outside 50. Big leap from behind that time from Kiyu. Couldn't take it. And it's a free kick to Ireland.
Free kick to Johnson, who stood his ground nicely there, Tony.
Yeah, showed a lot of courage, didn't he, under fire. And Maha here, just at the end, trying to do the right thing, wanting to tackle hard, trying to dispossess the ball, gives a free kick away.
Clash of the captains there, Maha and Johnson. There's the Green Machine trying to click back into action, but good start so far by Savara in this 3rd quarter. But once again, they seem to have a spare man back there, Tony.
Yes, they've dropped 2 players back there, the Irish. Just hope they don't go too defensive here.
Shortle over to Steins. Gets around Gavuri, or almost does, and then dribbles it up towards Denham. Denham tries to keep it in, but can't.
They've had plenty of the ball, the Mosquitoes, the early part of this 3rd term, but they just cannot get the ball through their half-forward line.
Let's head down to Mark Dawn on the boundary once again.
Thank you, Matty. I'm with one of the boys from the To and Froms. If you're not sure, that's the Poms, the English side. Ben Rees, nicknamed Big Ben for obvious reasons. Centre half forward, mate, you obviously didn't do your job very well. You got knocked over by the US today.
Oh, yeah, well, it was a very good game. We went down fairly heavily, but the US at the end of the day were the better side.
Come on, you can give me more than that. You blokes came here expecting better than that, and you got to go up against the Yanks. It was the one that we'd all been waiting for. We expected fireworks, and you let us down.
Yeah, I think, like I said, they were the better side, and at the end of the day, we just didn't hold our marks and kick our goals.
Do you think you were serious enough about this? I did go into your rooms in one game at halftime. I think you played Nauru, and the boys were absolutely pumped.
Yeah, we've taken it very seriously. We would hope to come away with something a bit better than 6th, but we're still very happy with 6th place.
What happens with footy back home? Is it the expats that dominate, or are you blokes starting to get better and better?
In a few of the clubs, it's a lot of the expats that dominate, but there are a few clubs like Bristol and Sussex that are starting to push their British players through.
Mate, well, I hope you enjoy the night. You'd be heading to the Rubberty for a couple of Britney Spears.
Yeah, that's right.
And for those people at home, can you just explain what I just said?
We're just popping down the pub for a few beers.
Thank you very much.
Mark Duran on the boundary line. Shorthall has had several possessions, 4 possessions already in this 3rd term. But Papua New Guinea look a little bit sharper in this 3rd quarter. I think they've added a few boys at half-time too. Savara all of a sudden is starting to win the ball, and Kiyu has gone for a couple of big grabs on the forward line. So if he can't take it, maybe there is a crumb there for the smaller players in front. Lecker, inside 50. Gavira, quick snap. Bouncing towards the back pocket. Coming out that time was Johnson, couldn't take it. Hands and knees is Maha. It's been one of their stars throughout this competition. David Steins, certainly a different build than his brother Jim. About a foot shorter. Sees the ball over the line for a boundary throw-in. So it's 37 plays 2. That's 5-7 to 2 behinds, and we've played 5.5 minutes into this third quarter.
Ball in. It's Canane once more, and coming over the top for Ireland was O'Connor. Plenty of green jerseys there, but chance here. Well, he dropped what he should have taken. Here coming through was Tandawai. Ireland work it well. Shortle, been busy as Kevin mentioned, round the corner. Tandawai again with that PNG into his haircut. Good smother though, falls back to McFlynn. He kicks straight up the middle. They've got an open forward line here, Ireland, if they can just keep it moving forward, but going back nicely and doing a good job for the Mosquitoes. There was Gavuri going on and punching it nicely. Mondo keeps it in. That's good enough. Oh, umpire, give him a chance. Haven't kicked a goal yet.
Well, we've been told they finished very strongly, Papua New Guinea. Now they've looked a lot better in this third quarter. They may have been a little bit overawed in the first half.
Well, the Green Machine ran very hard, and I said that the Green Machine Ireland might tire in the second half. Gee, I like to look at Matthew Mondo. He knows what it's about. Uses his body very well in the contest.
Well, he started on the bench.
That's right. It should have been. By the way, he's improved. He came on in the second quarter, wasn't it, KB?
Not that we're knocking the coach. 37 plays 2, and one of the stars, Neil McFlynn, along with his brother Ryan McFlynn, 7 and 14. Been very handy across the centre, short of 50, big fist away that time, and the whistle has gone, and it's a free kick to Papua New Guinea.
Savara, gee, he's been fantastic.
It's been good
after half time.
Has been good. Lecker has been handy also across half back. You just get the feeling if Papua New Guinea can kick a goal, Yangamina, their skipper, had it and lost it. Good hands, Gibson. Good strong body work. Valuka comes away for Papua New Guinea, goes short, and he's got it. Peter Malai. And you get the feeling if they can kick a goal, it will just lift the confidence.
Well, that's team-lifting play then by Valuka. Just body on body, and it wasn't the greatest handball. Put him under a lot of pressure, rode the bump, and then here it is here. Look at that. Great play. He's trying to inspire his teammate here, his team, and a beautiful kick as it goes to Malai, Peter Malai.
Bit of David King in that play, bouncing off his opponent. A very important kick for Papua New Guinea, just to lift the spirits and maybe give him a sniff. Directly in front from 40 metres out, leans back and has pushed it right for a behind. So 3 behinds to Papua New Guinea. They trail by 34 points, 5-7 Ireland 37.
Yes, that was the one they needed, the Mosquitoes. But it's been an impressive third quarter. Plenty of the ball, but just not converting. Here's the Green Machine once again. O'Connor was the target. Melai, a chance to atone. Wants to bust a couple of tackles. He's wrapped up and he's caught high and he's got the free kick.
Yes, good decision by the umpire. You can just see the hand over the shoulder and pull to the ground. No doubt a free kick. Now, I think he's a little bit further out, so this might test him. Maybe the torpedo, Matty.
Oh, I'd love to see it. Come on, Peter, do the right thing by us.
He's pretty confident, though. He's gone back a long way.
Oh, he'd be chucking the grass up in a minute. Come on, Peter. Peter Malai kicked a couple of goals so far for the tournament. Badly needed goal here for the Mosquitoes. 50 metres out. It's going to drop right near the goals, and it's going to be rushed once again. Made a good fist of it. Just a couple of metres short. So they get another behind, but they're keeping it inside their forward 50. And I think you're right, Kevin. There's one just around the corner.
Well, Ireland hasn't scored in this third term. They're still 5-7-37. They're led by 35 points at half-time. We've played very close to 10 minutes now in this third term. And you do get the feeling if they can get a goal, they might come with a rush. John O'Sullivan, who booted a goal in the first quarter, goes up towards centre wing. So the Green Machine, 3-4-22. They're led by 22 points at half-time. Papua New Guinea didn't score in that first quarter and just 2 behinds in the second term, 5-7-37.
I have to agree with you, Matty. Their kick-outs have been fantastic, the Irish. You can see there's some set play. They go out wide, keep possession, And here's Steins on the half-forward flank.
And pumps it long. Inside 50, 35 metres out from Ireland's goal. Overrunning the ball that time was Ryan McFlynn, just about his first mistake. Pounced on it is Boylan to Denham, who's not too good on his non-preferred side. He's kicked 3 behinds. He's pretty good on his right foot. Hands and knees this time by Roper. They're going in very hard. Denham goes to ground. Roper finally forces it over. Let's go down to Mark Doran.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the South Africans were seeded 11th of the 11 nations here this week and unfortunately didn't play overly well, didn't win a game, but I've seen them a couple of times. They are the most spirited bunch you would see. You think the Papua New Guineans are small, the South Africans are very small. Their captain, Brian Muckabadi, joins me now. Brian, how did you enjoy the week?
Yeah, I've enjoyed it very much. It was so fantastic. Even the game, we have enjoyed it very much. Even the day we went to Ada to see the Richmond Tigers playing, yeah, it was a fantastic game. Yeah, enjoyed it very much. Yeah.
Your guys are very young and very small and haven't played the game a lot, but you no doubt would have learned a lot and look forward to coming back and trying to win one next time.
Yeah, I promise you, next time we are going to make a difference due to the game we are playing. Yeah, like for example, we have set a mark on other teams. The teams we have played against, they were very scared of us. The problem was just the body. Our body covered us, but I think next time they're going to see a ghost there.
Good on you, mate. We thank you for joining us. Go back and you can start pumping those weights straight away.
Yeah, I believe so, because there are many players who are so talented, even the upgrowing ones, like the ages of 8 years now. So they will be there and they are very developing, very strong. So I believe next time we are going to come with a hot pepper chili, I can say.
I believe you too. Boys, back to you.
Thanks very much, Mark. That's Brian Muckabadi, the captain of the South African Buffaloes.
So you don't want to play them next time they come over.
He's going to...
You said they're scared of him now.
Wait till those Buffaloes grow up.
Well, they're calves now.
Yeah, 5-8 to 4 points, first score for Ireland. And, well, they've enjoyed themselves immensely. They've got belted almost every game, the Buffaloes. Ireland now getting more of the ball. O'Connor, good handball. Over to McFlynn. Back to Denham. He's on that left again. Where's this one going? It's going pretty straight. Let's go to the goal square. Chance for Kumi, but doing well though is Lai. Douglas Lai clears for the Mosquitoes, but only as far as Steins once again. He's outside 50. Looks to square it up. Changes his mind. Called to play on. Steps around now towards the goal square. He's hooked that far too much to the left though. He's kicked that out of bounds on the full. And we've played 13 minutes in this third quarter as Mark Doran searches for some other players from different countries. They're multilingual, Mark Doran, but it's a 34-point lead to Ireland.
So Mark taken in the back pocket by Matthew Bailey. So a transfer of play. Douglas Lai has been terrific across half-back for Papua New Guinea. He's been a star for him tonight. High flyer that time. Over the top was Gibson, who's given away the free kick. Hasn't really got into the game tonight as much as he has in the earlier games. He's booted 9 goals during the series so far.
KB, major development down here on the boundary. Johnny Bosco has come off the bench and he's gone straight to full forward for Papua New Guinea. Gave him big raps early on. He's got the bake from the coach. He's now being isolated one-on-one in at full forward. Stand by.
Bradshaw gets it across to Johnston. Well, I saw him go for a big grab early in the game, so if they can pump the ball down there, he might give us a few thrills and spills. It might be showtime for Papua New Guinea. Chance now. Pouncing on the ball is Paul Keeley for Ireland. And in that last line of defence, they continue to back. So good play that time by Guevara and goes short. And they mark across half-back. So Tandawai and Bailey have been very good, and so has Guevara, and Lecker has had a terrific third term. Tandawai. Still at half-back. High ball. Edge of the centre square. Getting across that time was Kanane, who's been very good in the ruck. He's been giving the Irish boys just about first hands on the ball. Mondo tries to keep the ball alive close to the boundary line. We've got a toss back in as we see Bucko take it over.
Dulcet Johnson from the Belfast Redbacks. 8 teams in Ireland, only one of them not represented in this carnival. That is the Clare Crows.
Throw.
Free kick to Papua New Guinea, going to be taken by Bruce Tandawai.
Had a great third quarter, Tandawai.
Yep, it's been good. Just struggling to get something happening up forward. We've seen Ireland once again with numbers down back. They're playing one or two extras. Johnson over to O'Sullivan. Wanted Johnson back, coming through nicely. O'Connor
dropping the ball.
Dropping the ball, says Tony Shaw, and he's correct. It was Brian Shortall, I should say.
He's been one of their best players tonight.
Good pressure by the forwards. I think it's Vagai Lai.
It's Vagai Lai. Into the space
Great
goes
pass.
Vagai Lai. And a smile on, I think that's Rex Lecker, is it? Yes, Rex Lecker. So this, they've got to kick this one, Tony.
They have to kick this one to have any chance in the game, you would think. They've had all the play. Ireland had the last 5 minutes, but before that, dominated the third quarter. Just could not score. Big kick here by Rex Lecker.
Siren sounds. They need this. Their first goal of the evening. Lecker with the double-decker, and he's kicked a beauty. At last, PNG get on the board with their first goal, and perhaps they've got a sniff of a unlikely victory. At 5-8-38 Ireland, they lead Papua New Guinea 1-4-10. The margin at three-quarter time is 28 points, and it was a good spot up for Rex Lecker.
And all the forwards moved up the ground, left him nearly one out, and he led into the space beautifully there. We know Johnny Bosco came onto the ground to go to full forward, but that was a great lead, very good pass, good pressure by the forwards of the Mosquitoes.
So can the Mosquitoes finish off hard in this last quarter? They've got their first goal, and at three-quarter time, they trail the Irish by 28 points.
The Hawks are circling the Roos tonight. With Hawthorn one game out of the 8, the Kangas have to bounce them to defend their finals berth. The Hawks and the Roos at the MCG tonight on Fox Footy Channel.
How dare you rape me with your eyes?
You're so nice.
Get up close and personal with Jay and Conan. 5 nights a week, hot off the satellite and exclusive to the Comedy Channel.
It's hilarious, but it's kind of horrible.
This week, Oasis, Harry Connick Jr., Martin Sheen, Anna Nicole Smith, Pamela Anderson, Eddie Izzard, Paul McCartney, and more.
The Australians do know how to party.
That's Jay and Conan, weeknights from 9:30 on the Comedy Channel.
Our grumpy old dogs have new tricks.
Like that, Tim. That's how. As soon as you kick a goal, the coach takes you off. Elaborate for me.
Didn't you see it come and stand? Now, I resigned before they got me.
And go, ooh. I probably became a grumpy old man a bit.
You can't beat them, so join them. Grumpy Old Men.
When the weekend's over, win, lose or draw, the place to see how your team fared is on The Winners.
Welcome to The Winners, where you give us 60 minutes and we give you the weekend in AFL.
We wanted it pretty badly against the opposition.
A 7-goal second quarter set the game up for us, I thought.
Join Clinton Drivers for every winning kick, mark and goal of the round. The Winners, Sunday at 7:30. Next on Fox Footy Channel, your chance to give your opinion on anything football when we answer your calls, emails and faxes live on White Line Fever.
Welcome back to this last quarter of the International Cup Grand Final between Ireland and Papua New Guinea. And Kevin Bartlett reckons the Mosquitoes are back in it and they're going to win. They've kicked a goal right on the siren, their first goal of the evening. They trail 5-8 to 1-4. But there's coach Andrew Cadzo laying down the law as we take a look at the highlights of the third quarter. They did win that quarter though, Tony.
Oh, they did. The Irish put a number of players back, but they just couldn't convert. Some over-enthusiasm on that occasion by Maha. But look, they had plenty of the ball, and it was a very good goal by Rex Lecker in the last, well, on the siren for three-quarter time. You just saw then Beluka, strong body work and great finish there, but again, they just could not convert, and that was the problem, Matty. They might have snuck another 2 goals, which would have made it a lot tighter. Well, Kevin Bartlett's gone out on a limb and said he thinks the Mosquitoes can get up in this game. I think he's standing on a twig about 100 feet up. And I think the Irish, they had a number of players back. I think that here we go here. Rex Lecker Good finish that. The umpire did not move. He was happy with it. So they go in with some confidence, but, gee, they've kicked 1 goal to 3/4 time. They've got to kick 4 1/4. It'd be a big ask.
But, Kevin, the good point is that they kept Ireland to just 1 point in that quarter.
They did. They outscored them that quarter. In fact, they should have kicked 2 or 3 goals in that quarter, but they just missed some close ones in front. Peter Milai had a couple of chances to score goals, and so did Valuka. But I tell you what, we were told before the game that they're a very strong side. They run on in the last quarter. We did see signs. They actually dominated that third term.
Yes.
Didn't put the score on the board. Now, if they kick a couple of early goals, they've got a chance.
It puts pressure, and I just wonder whether Ireland will put a number of players back, loose men in defence, KB, trying to hold it up. Not flood, I hope.
Not flooding. Surely they're not flooding in the International Cup, Tony.
Flood's
well,
out.
hey, you've got to win the game.
He's playing down back, Flood, isn't he?
He is too. He's been just about the best player on the ground.
No, they're just, yes, they've got 1 loose in defence, and that is their captain, Michael Johnson. He is the loose man standing inside their defensive 50.
Did I see Douglas Lye? Looks like he's gone into the middle. I thought he was fantastic across halfback, so they might be trying to get some physical contact into that centre bounce, Manny.
And so on the reverse side of things, that has left 1 loose for the Mosquitoes down back. So they've gone in a pretty open forward line. A lot of players starting on the centre wing on the grandstand side. As their last quarter, the last roll of the dice for the Mosquitoes. They've come into this game as favourite. They trail by 28 points. Can the Green Machine pull off a upset victory here at the MCG in the final? And it'll be a free kick straight away. So they're into the action. It's going to go to Yangamina, Walter Yangamina, named in the all-world side, travelling on a space shuttle to play a couple of sides intergalactically, perhaps. Drives it long. Oh, well, the top, was that Johnny Bosco? No, it wasn't. Where is he? The elusive Johnny Bosco doesn't exist at the minute. Mark Doran's been pumping him up all afternoon. Don't even know if he's out there. Kicking it towards the centre, and that's taking a good mark. And that is
Peter Milai.
Oh, he's had 2 shots at goal already in that third quarter.
If he kicks this, I'm telling you, Tony,
here we go.
The floodgates will open up.
It'll be the greatest comeback since Carlton in 1970 against the Pies, KB. But you're right, G, they have had a lot of the play, good centering the ball there, and a good mark overhead. Some protection from his teammate behind.
Milai, it's his 3rd shot at goal. Has he got this one? Oh, he's missed again. KB almost starts to tear up his sports bet ticket. He got 80s at 3/4 time.
Well, he's kicked 3 behinds, Peter Milai. But just an early goal in this last quarter. They did dominate that third term. I know it's on the scoreboard. They've got to come home with a rush, Tony. They've got to kick 4 goals. They've only kicked 1 so far.
Let's see what Ireland do with this kick-out, because they have been very good from the kick-outs.
High ball outside of 50. High flyer that time was Maha. Couldn't take it. Pounced on by Johnson. So Ireland bring the ball away from half back and backing back. He's had a terrific game. He's Barry Denham. He's kicked 3 behinds. That's the only weakness in his game on his non-preferred side. Even sometimes on his preferred side, it's not that strong. But all of a sudden, you get the feeling if they can just get a goal here, Papua New Guinea, they're being a lot more desperate. A lot of players around the ball, getting a little bit physical as well. They just trail by 27 points. And we've played not a minute into this last quarter. According to the time clock, I thought it might have been over a minute, but the time clock says the minute has just ticked over. So Kanane has been good in the ruck for Ireland. Hitting the ball hard as Shortall. He's been terrific across half-back. To the half-forward line. Need some support up forward. Boylan and Steins and O'Connor have been handy for Ireland. And we see the ball over the line for a toss back in.
A few people in early here at the MCG enjoying a different game of footy. Quarters of 17 minutes for this final. They've played, as you know, Ireland, this is their 6th game in 11 days, so a fair bit of work. Tanduai goes up the side, but it may stay in. Almost the mark there to Andrew Boko. But he couldn't quite control it before it went over the line. Plays for WNB in Port Moresby, as do quite a few of his Papua New Guinea teammates. Johnson couldn't get it forward. Still working hard though is Vagai Lai. He wants to go back towards Lecker, the goal kicker. Lays it off nicely. A little bit of confidence there, out in space. Here they go. Oh, but great interception. Oh, a dual interception. Back and forth. Who wants it? As they drive it forward again, the Mosquitoes. Inside their forward 50. Good, strong mark, though, in defence by Fergal Clowry. And he's been told to play on.
I think it was touched off the boot.
Yep. So chance for Ireland to clear. Back towards the centre, but not that far. Now, the player loose out here. Oh, onto the back of the head. Not so good there. Picked up by Boko in towards the goal square. Oh, good tackle. Good recovery. He's still going.
Oh, caught high.
Johnny Bosco, you are a champion. He couldn't get the goal. Johnson kicks it into his teammate's head.
Thought he should have got a free kick there, Johnny Bosco.
Good tackle.
Too high.
Just saw a little bit of the talent that Mark Doran's been talking about. We can just said that wasn't a free kick. That's a great tackle. That's only
Great
dropping
recovery.
the ball.
Yeah.
And great recovery, as you said. Duck the head, though, KB.
We caught high by surely the last tackle into the ground.
I think KB's
was
trying to
short
get the
or took him down.
mosquitoes up, Matty.
He's talking them up beautifully.
Just played over 3 minutes into this last quarter. 5-8-38 Ireland, 1-6-12 Papua New Guinea, but coming on strong. Great pickup, good hands that time, taken by Matthew Bay. Crunch, good bump by Johnny Roper, and all of a sudden they've gone up a cog. Papua New Guinea, they're going to have a real crack in this last quarter, just paddling the ball out. They just slide in underneath the ball. Good strong play again. Mahu, who's been desperate, picked up by Roper. The ball inside 50, just 25 metres out from Papua New Guinea's goal, and they'll bring the ball away again. Out of defence that time. Johnston tumbles the ball forward. Got the numbers back, Papua New Guinea. Rex Lecker, who kicked the goal right on the three-quarter time siren, goes wide so they can share it to the half-forward line. Now all of a sudden they've got some run and some space. Good touch. Andrew Boko's been very good in this last quarter. Wobbles the ball inside 50. They need a kind bounce. Crashing his way through. Sliding underneath the ball that time was Upei, and finally put out on the full. So here's a chance for Papua New Guinea. Just 4.5 minutes gone in this last quarter, Tony. And we're coming with a rush.
Dennis Reedy, I don't know. He tried to kick it down the line. I don't know whether he knew about the out-of-bounds. He would have known about the out-of-bounds rule. But, gee, this will be a great goal just to test the skills out.
Well, Peter Mealy's kicked 3 behinds, 2 in the second quarter and 1 in this last term, and they've been directly in front. So it's a centering kick and just too strong in defence as they bring the ball away. Kalari.
Out in front of Denham. He's just faded out of the game a little bit. McFlynn. Back to Bradshaw. Oh, putting his body in, there was Aaron Flood, and he'll be rewarded. Let's go down once again to Mark Doran.
Thank you very much, Matty. Like I think it probably did in many areas of the globe, football in Canada, Aussie rules started with a few expats having a beer. It was just an excuse to do that, but it's grown since then. And Mark Block plays for Canada. You were a part of that back then.
Yeah, in the beginning it was just fun and games, a bunch of guys getting together. We'd play, and then both teams would get together afterwards, share a few pints. It's become a lot more competitive than that in Canada now, but that was the origins of it, definitely.
The series here that you guys played in mixed success, again, you did take it very seriously, and you're one of many teams just promising to come back and do better later as we watch Papua New Guinea surge forward once more.
Yes, we had a wonderful experience here. We were hoping to do better than 2-4, which was our finishing record, but it was such a learning experience for us.
Mark, I'll just cut you off. Do you think Peter Mallow can kick from outside 50? No, he can't. Touched through offhands for 1 behind. Look at the disappointment we can see on the screen. That's what the one thing we've enjoyed watching is just what it means to you players to come to Australia and play football, which was so foreign to you not that long ago.
I don't want anyone to think that we don't appreciate what it means to just be on the MCG grounds. We know what it means to everyone here in Victoria to even be able to step foot on this ground. We tried to make a bid to be able to be the team to play on this ground. It didn't happen this time, but maybe next time.
Well, mate, we appreciate you joining us. While you're here, just reach over there, over the line, grab a bit of grass. You can take it home.
All right.
Well, we've seen Papua New Guinea go ahead before. Peter Mellai with his 4th behind. He could have been as there it goes. Captain of the North Winds picks it up on the lead again. It's Mellai. Oh, don't worry about Bosco. Give me Mellai any day.
It's been paid.
Now he's got to convert 4 behinds he's kicked tonight.
Now, Tony, since half-time, Papua New Guinea has dominated the game. They just haven't been able to put it on the scoreboard.
That's what I'm saying, KB. When you kick 1 goal to three-quarter time, it's hard to kick 4 in the last quarter, but they have totally attacked this last quarter.
The Irish boys have stopped.
Dominated the game.
They kicked 5 goals, 7 in the first half, and they've kicked 1 point since.
Well, we said that they might tire because they did run hard in the first quarter.
Peter Mellai from 40. Finally, PNG with NRG here at the MCG as Mellai gets his first.
The magnificent Peter Mellai with 1 goal in 1 goal forward to Peter Malloy. And this is, again, a very good grab in front. Good hands. And a lot of pressure from Brian Steins.
Shortall and Malloy, it's been a good duel.
Well, Shortall's been terrific, hasn't he, for Ireland?
I just wonder whether Johnny Bosco should be moved up the ground to give Peter Malloy the whole forward line.
Well, there he is, the man of the moment, Peter Malloy. He's had 7 possessions, but he has kicked 1 goal 4. Let's check the scoreboard, Tony. 5-8-38 plays 2-7-19. So all of a sudden, they're within 19 points. Papua New Guinea, plenty of time. Just over 8 minutes gone in this final term, and we've got a ball up. So you can see there, all of a sudden, some strong play, some strong arm tactics there from David Guevara from Papua New Guinea. So charging in is Gibson. Taken away. Denham, been very good for Ireland. And there's a great grab out in front. John O'Sullivan, who kicked a goal in the first quarter. Kick-started the Irish boys, and now he's got a chance. Directly in front from 40 metres out.
Well, Matty might be right. I think Barry Denham might be a good rover. He hasn't converted well, but he got the ball out of the centre well then. John O'Sullivan, that's great to see him attacking the ball with their hands out in front instead of trying to take it on the chest mark. Peter Malloy did it down the other end. Now, this should sew the game up.
O'Sullivan from 40 metres out, right to the line, and in fact marked in that last line of defence.
Oh, it's a free kick
to Ireland.
Free kick. Now, Rex Leckett took the mark, and he can't believe it.
He refuses to give the ball up at the minute.
So it's going to Liam O'Connor of Ireland. Now, I wonder if we can catch this.
Well, it looked like he must have held his arm out of the contest, away from the contest, and the umpire saw it. Well, it was harsh on the Papua New Guineans.
Liam O'Connor. That's the luck of the Irish. Liam O'Connor directly in front. Just a few metres out. Runs in and hammers it home. So a setback there to Papua New Guinea, Tony. That's one we didn't expect.
Well, against the flow of play, no doubt. They have dominated the last quarter. But Liam O'Connor, the Scotty Cummings lookalike, just off the ball, you can see the Papua New Guinean player maybe held the arm, and the umpire saw that. Have to avoid contact when you know the ball's not getting anywhere near you, don't you, KB? But good finish, and I think that might be the nail in the coffin.
Well, that's his sixth goal
time,
for
Tony.
the tournament. Liam O'Connor, KB with everything
He
crossed.
must have got good odds, KB, at three-quarter time.
25 points the difference. Gibson and Kanane. Gibson backs up nicely, just pushes it forward. Boko. Chance here for Yangamina.
It's been good.
And gets out of trouble nicely. That is a good-looking pass. One of Johnny Bosco. No, it wasn't Johnny Bosco. It was
Fergal Bradshaw with a free kick, and he's hurt himself here.
Richard Opie. Just watch the knee here, go under the body. Oh no. Feel sorry for the boy, don't you?
Oh, yes. That is very nasty.
Well, we've seen many serious knee injuries this year in the AFL. Very similar. That, and there's been a free kick downfield.
In fact, there's a couple of boys down for Papua New Guinea.
Let's go to Mark Doran.
Thank you very much, Matty. If Australian rules has got any chance of going international, it's got to work in New Zealand. And we saw early in the week a famous piece of tape. We knew the Americans had the ability. We knew they had the fitness, but the coach went something like this. Do you have the desire, Brad Rinklin?
Yeah!
Well, there you go. You certainly did. Why'd you finish third then?
Well, we got a little behind ourselves, had a little tough time getting together, gelling as a group. But I'll tell you that last couple of games we really came together as a team. And it's tough with us so spread out around the United States. We don't get a chance to play together as a team. We play against each other a lot, but never as a team.
It'd be scary to play against you blokes, I think.
Oh, we have a great time out there. It's a fantastic game. The Americans just absolutely embrace it. It's fantastic. We love it.
There's no doubt about the Yanks. It didn't work that well in rehearsal. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Mark. And
Scared me.
Liam O'Connor is lining up for his second, but unfortunately the bad news is the stretcher is out for Richard Ope from Madang, and his knee really did collapse the wrong way.
Yeah, it did. It's a shame, isn't it? It didn't look good on replay, and the thing being that the game is probably over now. You would think it looks like the Irish might kick another goal up the other end. You just don't want to see this happen to any player.
Well, yeah, they've been here for 2 weeks.
And it hasn't occurred, yeah.
Yeah, the last couple of minutes of the last game, he's looks like has suffered what looks to be a pretty serious knee injury. Let's hope not. Let's hope for his sake that it's
just
not.
It happened. Oh, the body across the knee. I think we all winced up here when we saw that, didn't we? It just did not look good. Moved the wrong way. And hopefully another Papua New Guinean player injured there. So it's not happening for the Mosquitoes tonight, but gee, they've had a go at it. The third and fourth quarters have been fantastic, KB, and as you said, they just haven't converted, or they would have been a lot closer.
No, plenty of the ball after half-time. I think they may have been a little bit overawed in the first half. They were favourites and #1 seeds coming into this competition. But I think in the first half, they were jumped by Ireland, and of course, John O'Sullivan kicked an early goal, and I think that just put them on the back foot.
Looked like Rex Lecker coming off as well.
Well, that's a blow.
But we're back with Liam O'Connor, who has just kicked the last goal. And if that wasn't the nail, KB, you can tear up the ticket if he kicks this one. I think you still can, but he's missed it off to the right-hand side. So a behind to Liam O'Connor. Takes the Irish to 6-9-45. The Papua New Guinea Mosquitoes 2-7-19. The margin with about 4 minutes to play is 26 points.
I think we might have to go long, Tony, straight up the centre, and that's the tactics. And too big and too strong is Joe Kinane. He's a big man for Ireland. Stands and delivers a high ball. Big pack of players. The free kick has been given away. Was it a mark?
No, it's a mark.
Taken by Alan Coomey, who's booted a couple of goals. He's been very good there. I thought there might have been a free kick behind the play, but Coomey has been paid the mark. So he kicked a goal in the first quarter. He kicked one in the second term. And the Irish boys now finishing with a rush. 6-9-45, plays 2-7-19. A lead by 26 points, and this to extend it to 32 points.
Let's just watch his technique here, KB. See if he's got nearly a pure Aussie rules kick or a little bit of the Gaelic kick. Keep the hands on the ball, and just as you release, yeah, very good. Good technique, and it shows in a goal.
So he's kicked 3, Alan Coomey. He's kicked 3 goals, 1.
Wonderful kick, wasn't it? The fall through was beautiful with the leg coming through.
So they now lead by 32 points.
That's a good mark too, because he doesn't know what's coming behind, but just in the technique, we just watch it here. Normally with the Gaelic kicking style, you kick with one hand and the ball under the hand under the ball. That was fantastic there. You can see that he's played at this game for a fair while, I would think.
He's pretty happy too. Why wouldn't he be? Ireland are going to win this International Cup, and he's going to be remembered as the man who kicked 3 goals in the final. And he's away again, kicking it forward inside their 50. There is Rex Lecker, so it wasn't Lecker that went off, so that's good news for the Lecker family and bad news for somebody else's family. Lecker, and just onto the chest of Coomey once again.
He'd have to be getting close to one of the best on ground. 3 goals. He's had a fair bit of the ball around the ground also.
He's going to go short. Just wide out to McFlynn.
Well, Peter Milai's been very good for Papua New Guinea. Rex Lecker has had a terrific game, hasn't he? He's been outstanding. I thought Douglas Lay as well. Been good players.
And that is the siren, and that is the end, and that is Ireland's International Cup. A few Irish fans who came along here early, the MCG, celebrating, as do the players, but they've been too good here this afternoon. They have defeated the favourites, Papua New Guinea, by 32 points. They came out of the blocks firing, and it wasn't until the third quarter before the PNG Mosquitoes got their first goal. They can only manage 2 for the night, and there'll be a fair bit of celebrating with the Irish tonight, Tony.
Yeah, so just they deserved the win. They jumped out, got a great start, 3 goals 4-0 at quarter time. Very hard to come back from there. But yeah, you've got to give it to the Mosquitoes, and never threw the game in, KB. As you said, had plenty of the ball, just couldn't convert. But I just think Ireland deserved the win on the day. They ran the lines well, used handball fantastically well early to set up goals.
Pretty emotional too, isn't it, for the boys? They've come a long way to win this.
Great to see, isn't it?
And as you said, Tony, they only formed the AFL side in 2000, Australian rules football.
Mark Dorn is out on the ground.
Thank you very much, Matty. Declan Connor, well played. Did you ever think you'd be standing in the middle of the MCGs, the International Cup champions?
Yeah, it's some experience for us. We put 2 to 3 years work, 20 fellas here, our backroom staff. Some amazing achievement for us, and thank the guys in Papua New Guinea for making such a contest for us.
You've worked for 2 years for this, have you?
Yeah, Aussie rules started around about 2.5 years ago. So most of the guys have been there since then, putting in the...
And you had this in mind, coming here?
Well, this was on pipeline for 2 years, and this is our goal, to get here, and obviously to win. So we're more than thrilled to have done that so far today.
Well, mate, fantastic. Well done. You've got a war wound as well, a cut lip. Well done.
All right, thanks very much.
Good on you, mate.
Thank you.
Mark Doran with Declan Cotter, who may win the Robert Klump Award. He's had no disposals, but one TV interview. What a performance.
And he's caught one in the gob. Just, he cut a cut lip there.
So he hasn't had a kick, but he certainly enjoyed his night out at the MCG.
We see Ty Kennelly playing up in Sydney, of course, and a young boy having to be brought out to Australia. But with the boys winning the International Cup, they'll get a lot of press back home in Ireland. And for young boys coming through, they'll be able to play Australian rules football in this competition as well. So then they can make a decision if, in fact, they want to play Gaelic or Australian rules football.
Yeah,
so
well,
it may help a few of those boys, not these ones, but maybe some of the younger kids in Ireland to play Aussie rules
no doubt.
here in Australia in, who knows, 4 or 5 years' time.
I think this would be on TV back in Ireland if they can get it, and even now or later, and it would be fantastic for the development of the game. And you look at players like Aaron Flood, who made the all-world team. Brian Shortall, I think he showed a bit KB and a lot of athletic ability, ran hard at the ball and kicks the ball long. So there's a number of players there who might go. Yeah, Michael Johnson, number 1. So
Liam O'Connor was good, number 18. So
some talented players.
And Kumi, of course, we mentioned a couple of times right at the end. So they're very happy indeed. Shortly we'll have the presentation of the International Cup. Papua New Guinea would be disappointed. Not so much with their effort. They gave their all, but I think they're just disappointed that they didn't score many goals, KB. They haven't had that problem right throughout the tournament, and all of a sudden they dried up come grand final day.
No, they've kicked a lot of goals. We know that leading into this, they beat Great Britain by 75 points and Denmark by 46 points, 147 points over Japan, and 47 points, of course, in the last game that they played against Nauru. And we see some of the action here, but that goal-scoring power just wasn't there tonight. But you've got to say that the Irish defence was absolutely magnificent. The two Johnson boys and Reedy at fullback, Shortall at half-back. It was a good duel with Peter Mealy, particularly in the second half, and Lane at centre-half-back. There's Peter Mealy there on screen taking that grab, and Kalari also. So they were very tough across half-back, and Flood, of course, playing in the centre virtually all over the ground, was outstanding.
Yeah, and for the Mosquitoes, I love we didn't see Johnny Bosco that much, Matty. We would have liked to. Douglas Lai was fantastic. I thought Mondo did well.
He was good.
Savara come on in the second half was fantastic, and as you said, Peter Mealy, he showed enough that he can take the ball out in front.
Well, that's it from the MCG. I hope you've enjoyed it. Something a little bit different. The International Cup has been won by Ireland. Hope you enjoyed it. From all the team here at Fox Footy, it's good night.
Versus Richmond. The Crows are bouncing back from their showdown loss, but the Tigers are on fire.
Oh, great goal! 5 to Richo! He invents them every week!
Sunday.
I'm Mika Buchan. Join me on National Geographic Sports Sunday this Sunday. From 9:30 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. this Sunday, it's a full day of sporting's best, interviews and me.
Sports Sunday, this Sunday. On the hour, every hour, Australia's Sky News. Sky News delivers complete, immediate coverage of news as it happens, whatever it takes. Across Australia, on the hour, every hour, Sky News.